What up, guys? Another couple weeks, no talk. I'll start with the bad news, or sad news, I guess. I don't really know. Part of it's kind of good news, in a way. The last time I talked to you guys, my mom had just visited, and I gave you a little update on the cat. Well, starting with my mom's visit, I left the cat unattended for 24 hours. I don't know if I mentioned this in the last video or not. But I came home. I left the cat unattended for 24 hours, like I had said. I came home, and the cat had peed on the floor in the guest room, even though there was a clean litter box that she didn't want to use for whatever reason. So at that point, it's kind of like, ooh, that's not good. But if it's a one-time thing, okay, whatever. But then I'd have to, but then it's like, well, why did she like one litter box instead of the other? Like, what's the difference between the two of them? Anyway, that became a regular thing. And she also started pooping wherever she wanted to. She'd pee and poop right next to each other, but it was anywhere she wanted to in the house, basically, for the most part. Basically, it was in the main living space that I'm in right now. There's my front door. And then the guest room where I had her food set up, which is interesting because everyone tells me they don't like to pee and poop in the same place that they eat. That's why litter boxes and food and her water were all in different rooms. But she had no problem peeing and pooping in the same room. As maybe that's what she was trying to tell me. She wanted everything in the same room. I don't know. So then it's kind of like, if that's how it's going to be, I'm not supposed to have cats. I got wood floors. I don't want to rehome this cat again, but seeing as how she's taken a huge step backwards, I gotta do something. And my favorite thought, although I didn't really like it, was that I had to rehome her. Well, one evening, I'm sitting at my table, right there, and I hear my back door move. So I should show you. Yes, my door's locked. Sorry. Okay, so my back door, for these guys that don't know, my back screen is basically, it's always like this. It's always unlocked because that part, if I push it in and it'll shut. But why would I do that every time when I can shut and lock this door? I just don't. I always leave it like this. So I hear it move like that. I look, and Callie was on the ground right here. I get up from my chair. Hang on, let me change the view so you guys can actually see this a little bit better. I get up from my chair there, take a step towards her, which I probably should not have done, because whenever I go towards her, she'd run away. She's sitting there, and she took off. So she had played with this, saw that this was loose. By the time I got outside, sorry it's dark, can't really tell, but she's at the corner of the house, that direction, to the south. And that was the last time I saw her. She was gone. So yeah, no more cat, no more problems. We have a couple of alley cats around, a couple of strays, a couple of like half strays. The neighbor's cat is an outdoor cat by night, house cat by day, basically a house cat just to sleep and eat. But then there's other cats, so I don't even know. I see my neighbor's cat at my house or on my property often enough, and I was talking to my neighbor even, and we're discussing my cat coming back, and I told her, it's like, if my cat were to come back, my guess is your cat views my yard as his territory, and he's got way more street cred than my cat has. He'd probably tell my cat to go somewhere else. So, I don't know. So, it was a fun challenge for the 4 weeks, 5 weeks, 6 weeks, however long I had her. It was definitely different. But yes, going back to the stray cats and even my neighbor's cat, as long as I have cat food, I've been putting some food out there. And when it's out, it's out. As far as her toys and everything, I need to get pictures of them because they're all hardly used. Some of them were never used. Some she may have used once. See if I can get, a few bucks for it on Craigslist. Hopefully. If not, then oh well. that's kind of the plan. That's what happened. So no more cats. And at least I don't have to worry about that. And it's been a couple of weeks already since she left. She hasn't come back. I haven't seen her. My neighbors haven't seen her. So for those of you guys who have seen the Hangover trilogy, particularly the second one, Murfreesboro has her now. Hopefully you guys get that connection. Anyway, just been driving my route last week. I set a personal record for it. My boss, when he first gave it to me, said that he had heard of guys doing it in 9.5 hours, which he didn't believe. He said anywhere between 10.5 to 11.5 what was normal and what was expected. I did it in 9 hours and 32 minutes last Thursday? Last Wednesday or Thursday, I don't remember which. And then today I just did it in 9 hours and 45 minutes in the rain. And there were a couple stores where I hung out in my truck for a little bit while it rained, just to let the rain die down. And then the day I did it in 9.5 hours, I went shopping in one of my stores. That killed time. I also had to get fuel. That killed more time. Had I not had to do those two things, it would have been closer to a 9-hour day. Like, everything just went stupidly perfect. One of those days that is very rare. A day that I've never had before. So, a once every 5 to 6 months type of a day. So, that's really been it. Neighbor kids are getting old enough to the point that they're in school. So that's been a little different, just seeing them less. I mean, I'm still off 2 days a week for right now. I will probably start picking up extra shifts, though, but hopefully keep my hours of working the same. Probably a little sooner than later. Financially, things are a little tighter than I thought they'd be. Definitely a little too tight for comfort. When I was talking to my boss when he's going to hire me, we discussed the pay, and I had wrongfully assumed, but everyone who I talked to, they all say that they would have assumed how I had. I would have assumed that was the pay with 2 days a week off. Just talking to my neighbors and basically non-truck drivers, they all assumed the same way that I did. So therefore I'm making less money than he said I'd make because I'm working less. The reality is I believe there's a huge value on being home, being able to have a social life, getting to know the neighbors, hopefully finding a church or some sort of group. For me, I like adult sports leagues. That's my favorite thing to do. I can't even do those with my odd days off. Or regular days off, nothing around or nothing available those nights from what I've researched. So it's been kind of rough in that way, just life getting settled. But because things aren't working out as well as I thought they would because of taking 2 days off, I will probably be picking up extra shifts, probably 2, 3, maybe 4 times a month. So just an extra shift a week. So only have 1 day off a week instead of 2. Whatever shifts I take, they would just be drop and hook stuff. It would not be store unloads. And I basically told my boss, I just told him if, and then I told him I want to keep my hours that I'm like physically awake, and working. I want to keep them the same as store delivery times because going back and forth just sucked. So, I don't want to do that anymore as much as I can help it. So, nothing else really has gone on. A couple videos ago, I talked to you guys about my garage being cracked, and water leaking in. That problem's 100% fixed, which is nice. I'm losing weight. I think I told you guys I was trying to do that when I was home for my sister's wedding. I weighed at 189 pounds. Last time I weighed myself, I only weigh myself like twice a week just to see improvement. I don't want to see improvements of, tenths of a pound. I'd rather do it, a couple pounds at a time. Last time I weighed myself, I was down to 167. And the goal is 155 when I go home for Christmas. So I'm slowly getting there. It's getting harder and harder to lose weight, though. The first 15 pounds were easy, but after that, it's been a challenge. In terms of like, losing weight in a period of time is what I'm trying to say. But I think that's it. Big thing, just want to tell you guys that no more cat. So we'll see. I've been looking into places to rent just to see what's out there, because when my lease is up in April, I will not be renewing my lease at this house unless they lower my rent dramatically, which I don't think they'll do. But my best options, it appears, would be a townhouse. Never done the townhouse thing before, but I think that's probably my best option, because I would be saving a few $100s a month. There's quite a few of them actually that are pet friendly to larger dogs, which would be really cool. But I also at the same time feel bad. Like, I feel like having a dog with me would be better than having a dog in the shelter. But at the same time, the dog wouldn't be able to go to work with me, and it'd be inside during that time I'm gone at work. And then at the end of my day and before my day, got to give it time outside. So that would just be pretty rough on the dog, I feel like. I'd almost have to get a dog, but then get a roommate that is home more often than I am and could help take care of the dog, I feel like, is what I'd have to do. I don't know. I'd love the idea of a dog, but I can't do it with this current work that I'm doing, unfortunately. But anyway, wow, only 8 minutes. Yeah, nothing else going on, guys. So before I just keep rambling, I'll just end this. Hope everything's going good with you guys, and talk to you guys later.